7.2 is management structures. Our objectives for this section are to identify the differences between the management structures and name 6 skills that are necessary for effective management. So the 4 managerial structures we have are line authority, line and staff authority, centralized organization, and decentralized organization. This is just a few examples, but there are, of course, other ones that exist. Line authority is probably the most simplest. It has the organizational structure in which managers on one level are in charge of those beneath them. So the advantage is that the authority is clearly defined. You know who's above you, you know who's below you, you know who's in charge. But the disadvantage is that managers have few specialists who help in their responsibilities. So if you have to not be present, there's no one to take over for you, and that creates a gap. The line and staff authority, an example is the chart that is to the right. There's a direct line of authority, as you can see by the dotted and solid line. So you have your entrepreneur/manager at the top, then an assistant manager, then perhaps a purchasing, warehouse, or a sales manager, and then underneath each of those departments you have the types of employees that would be there. And then you have staff who can help advise the personnel. So that's represented by the dashed line. And as example, we have bookkeeper and personnel manager that helps advise the assistant manager. So the advantage is that it enables managers to get advice from somebody else. They're not making their own decisions all on their own 100% of the time. But the disadvantage is that it can lead to costly overstaffing, hiring too many people, which then has the higher use of the budget going towards labor resources. Centralized and decentralized organization. Centralized organization puts authority in one place, the top management, so similar to what the line authority was, and it helps managers throughout the firm to make consistent decisions. Decentralized organization gives authority to a number of different managers, and this is often evident in international businesses. So you have some U.S. managers who are working in 4 countries. They have more decision-making power because they know their markets well or they know their products well. A formal structure versus an informal structure. So a formal structure, we have departmentalized, which departmentalization divides responsibility among specific units or departments. And it can be organized in different ways. You can make departments based upon location, function, customer groups, or product. And this is going to be in place, you'll notice, in larger corporations. With smaller businesses, you can have an informal structure. You don't need as many managers because employees can be more flexible and share duties. So they're able to wear many hats at one time to work on different projects. So is a manager's job for you? So these are some skills needed by managers. You need to be task-oriented. You need to keep accurate business records, have good problem-solving skills and time management. You need to be able to communicate well with your employees and others. You need to have human relations skills. And you need to be knowledgeable about the technical aspects of their businesses. So an effective manager must be able to understand how various parts of the business relate to the whole business. So they're going to know economic conditions, competition. They have to know what is happening in the world and what is happening in their sector of the business world. So knowledgeable of everything outside of their company as well as what's going on inside their company. The advantages of being a manager: managers typically earn more money than just a normal employee. You have the ability to lead, and if you're a good leader, you can earn respect, which will also bring prestige to your reputation. You get to be known in the business world as being an effective leader. You'll have more influence and authority in the company, and you have greater control over your time. So you get to kind of make your schedule a little bit more. The disadvantages, however, are you're the one in charge, so you're the one who gets blamed when things go wrong, even if it's not necessarily your fault. And mistakes can be costly to the business. So there's a lot of pressure to make the right decisions. So there's a lot of advantages to being a manager and a lot of disadvantages to being a manager because it is a high-profile, high-pressure job. So as long as you have those skills that are needed by effective managers, maybe a manager's job is for you.